Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Details of Life with Marcus Wilson. I am your host, Marcus Wilson, and I'm feeling like Puffy and Mace right now. Can't stop, won't stop. That's a little bit too old school for some of you guys, but why would I stop? We have such a good thing going here. AAU week, been getting great reviews. Monday, we heard from Tim Holloway and Corey Frazier representing Brad Beal Elite out of the Nike EYBL. Just yesterday, we heard from Von Thomas and Southern Assault, and today we're not slowing down, not one bit, taking you out to the West Coast to hear from West Coast Elite Director Ryan Silver. They have had such great success on the Under Armour circuit, one of the best teams in the country. And another thing I'll tell you about Ryan, guys, is if you haven't met him personally, he has a great story to tell, made some changes in his life a few years back, and really started investing in the youth and investing in the kids and try to share his story with others so they don't make the same mistakes. And that's one thing that we need out of our adults, is to continue to reinvest and give our resources and our knowledge back to the youth. So thank you, Ryan, for doing that. And you know what? We're going to learn a whole lot today. But before I do that, you know, I did this on my Monday podcast. So a lot of people may not be knowing who I am or where I'm from or why am I doing this or how I get access to these people. Real brief synopsis on myself. Played college basketball at University of Evansville. Was 1999 Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. Went overseas and played basketball for about 11, 12 years. Played on some NBA Summer League teams, but never quite stuck. Came back, got into the business world, was living in Atlanta. Final Four comes to Atlanta in 2013. I started doing some networking. I'm missing basketball. I'm missing the game. Was fortunate enough to get hired on the men's basketball staff at St. Louis University. We were here, got let go in 2016, transitioned to my job. I'm back in the business world, but I also do color commentating for the University of Evansville. Started that in 2017. And in 2018, I was picked up as a men's basketball analyst for the Missouri Valley Conference. So I've been doing that. So hopefully you guys will give me an opportunity and know that I have a little bit of credibility in terms of playing on the court, coaching, made it to the NCAA tournament as a player, made it to the NCAA tournament as a coach at SLU, and now analyze the game. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and run this podcast. Another thing I'll say is every once in a while, you know, we're doing these Zoom interviews, and every once in a while we'll have some bad connections. And you know what? I just can't help that. I was watching an interview on NBC the other day. Their web call had a bad connection. So if they can't fix it, what can I do over here? So just bear with me on that. I'm doing my best to edit it all out so it comes out as great, high quality for you guys. Enough about me. Enough about all the excuses. This is what we came to do. We came here to listen to Ryan Silver. And without further ado, let's dive in with Ryan. Back to the Details of Life, ladies and gentlemen, and as I preface, my next guest is one of the most powerful guys and most influential guys on the West Coast when it comes to basketball. Director of West Coast Elite, Ryan Silver. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great, Marcus. Thank you very much for having me tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for coming on. And so we'll go ahead and dive right in. How about you tell the people, you know, how did your program start, and you know, when did it start? And how did you get your sponsorship deal?
Yeah, so we started in 2012. I had a 5-year run with the Pump Brothers. Dana and David Pump had a great run with them, a lot of success with them. You know, we had James Harden, Drew Holiday, Austin Day, just unbelievable, you know, future NBA All-Stars, and learned a lot from the Pump Brothers, learned a lot from Dinos Dragonis at the Pangos brand, and started West Coast Elite in 2000.
Hitters right there. So I know you could learn a lot from those. So with that said, so I know some people think when they hear of summer basketball, they think of, you know, maybe some scandals or adults taking advantage of kids. But a lot of other people know that it's an opportunity for kids to get their college paid for, to better their game, and to further their dreams. How do you see summer ball, and why did you get involved in it?
Yeah, so we've since we started our program, we've helped kids and families achieve over $55 million in scholarship money, roughly $4 million in Division II scholarship money, so almost $60 million in scholarship money. And the objective of West Coast Elite is just, we're all about helping kids, we're all about helping families, we're all about making kids and families' dreams come true.
Man, it's great that the game has people like that. I mean, like you, helping kids like that. You know, I've heard people talk about, do AAU coaches communicate with high school coaches, and is that important? Is it important for you to have good relationships with the local high school coaches or players on your team?
Yeah, no, very important. You know, I was a high school coach for many years at Rolling Hills Prep and at Sierra Canyon. You know, I had an unbelievable run at Sierra Canyon, and it's very important to have a good relationship with the high school coaches. Our goal is to have great relationships with high school coaches.
All right, all right. So, obviously, I have a lot of respect for your program. You're very well known. But for the people that don't know very much about West Coast Elite, how about you tell us a little bit about the accolades that you guys have been able to achieve in terms of, you know, national championships, or how many guys you have in the NBA, or you know, or coaches that have went on to the next level. You know, what are some of the things you guys have been able to accomplish over the years?
Yeah, so we have over 25 coaches who have grown up in our program, coaching at the college level, whether that be D1, D2, D3, or the NBA. And we have 6 guys in this year's draft: NICO MANNION from Arizona, Josh Green from Arizona, Malik Fitz from St. Mary's, Trace Tinkle played at Oregon State, Cassius Stanley played at Duke, all guys that played for our West Coast League program and have had much success for many years and in many, many different tournaments.
Man, that's some impressive names. If there was, you know, a lot of kids that are trying to decide oftentimes, do they play on this circuit? They hear that this circuit is better, or one thing or the other. What would you say? Why would you say a kid should play with West Coast Elite or on the Under Armour circuit?
Yeah, I mean, Under Armour's been amazing. This is our 8th year on the Under Armour circuit, and obviously very, very well run events. I think Patrick Coombs and Matt Penny and Adam and the team at High Major Sports, I think they do a phenomenal job. You know, Trey Evans is the director of Under Armour Grassroots, and Hanif do a great job. And I think organization, the events are very well run. They're very well attended by college coaches, and we're very grateful and thankful for Under Armour.
Yeah, every college coach that I talk to tells me about how organized and well ran the Under Armour tournaments are. So I know this one's a kind of tough question, but I know that often I've heard some AAU coaches that talk about only winning, and then other guys are like, I don't even care so much about winning. I just want to get all the 4 and 5 star guys that I can. I want to try to, you know, get as many kids scholarships, and they don't really value winning. How do you balance that, or do you value one or the other more so? But how do you balance winning, but also trying to, you know, get kids scholarships and trying to have high-ranked players?
Yeah, so for us, winning is very, very important. You know, I get criticized all the time. A lot of people say, "Oh, AAU basketball is about getting off," or, you know, you got to let them play. And you know, I understand there's some balance there, but winning is a skill that translates to life. You know, people want to be around winners. People want to be around successful people in life. So for us, it's not just about basketball. It's about teaching these kids, both boys and girls, how to be winners, how to be successful in life.
Man, I couldn't agree with that more, because I know just learning how to win, you know, when you learn how to win at the high school level, then you become a winner in college. And even if you make it to the NBA, but even if not, just learning how to win, being a part of a winning culture is something that a lot of kids don't get to experience. They may average 25 points. They've never won and never known what it's like to be a part of a winning team. So, you know, this summer we know that COVID-19 has already taken away the first live period. And so how do you see that impacting this summer in terms of recruiting for some of these kids, with us not having as many main live events and main events?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a disastrous, tough time for everyone. And, you know, the April live periods are gone. We're all hoping and praying that we're going to get July back and we'll all be able to play in July. You know, we've launched 2 companies, Attitude of Gratitude, which is a company focused on our players and putting them out there. And then Silver Waves Media, which will launch on Friday, which will have highlights of kids, videos, news, articles, all of those things on different players.
Wow, you got a lot going on. So if we are able to play this summer, you know, you guys are always one of the best teams, not only in Under Armour, but in the country. If we are able to play, who are some names and who are some kids that we might expect to see running with West Coast Elite this summer?
Yeah, we're very excited both about our SoCal group and our NorCal group. In Southern California, you know, Nathan Bittle's a top 10 player in the country, currently number 8 in the country, was the Oregon State Player of the Year, you know, 6'11", being recruited by every school in America. very, very highly recruited. KJ Simpson from Chaminade High School is a 6'1", 6'2" point guard, tough, grimy. Think very, very highly of him. You know, Arizona, Cal, Georgia Tech have all recently offered him. Harrison Hornery, who's committed to USC. Houston Mallett from Pacifica Christian, 6'3", 6'4", long, lanky guard. And then in Northern California, Aiden Mahaney, who's the Metro News NorCal Player of the Year, who has offers from Arizona, Stanford, Cal, being recruited by Duke, Northwestern, Virginia. Marcellus Roberson from Bishop O'Dowd High School is a 6'4" wing, long, lanky, absolute stud. Tajik Naganaga from Valley Christian High School in NorCal is a high major plus prospect. Ryan Kiachin from Bellarmine High School in Northern California is another guy, 6'8", rapidly improving and developing.
Man, those are some strong names. I've heard of quite a few of those guys. So once again, I think you guys are going to be an elite team. One of my friends who introduced me and connected us, Jake Stansborough, he speaks so highly of you and says how you invest in kids and you tell them your story. And what are some of the things that you guys do? Obviously, you're successful on the court, but what are some of the things you guys do to develop your players on the court, but also academically and to help prepare them for the next level?
Yeah, no, Jake Stansborough has been amazing for West Coast Elite. He's done an unbelievable job. He speaks so highly of you, Marcus. He really thinks of you as someone who's mentored him and helped him, and he just thinks you're unbelievable. You do an amazing job for kids and families. We have Zeph Lee, who's a former Oakland Raider, USC Trojan, is our director of strength and conditioning, does an unbelievable job with strength and conditioning for our program. We love Coach Lee. We have the Khan Academy workouts for SAT and PSAT. Jason Simon has really done a nice job with the SAT and ACT workouts. And then from a promotion standpoint, obviously Jake is our social media director, and Matt Elkin, we push guys out via that. And Scott Martin does an amazing job with a lot of our high academic stuff for our high academic kids.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about your high academic initiatives and stuff, and so that's great, man. I just want to say thank you for what you're doing to develop kids on the court, off the court, sharing your personal story, and just doing whatever you can to give kids an opportunity to be successful in life. So with that being said, if there's people watching this, I'm over here in the Midwest. If there's people here that's like, man, I love what this guy's doing, I want to follow West Coast Elite, how can people follow what you're doing in terms of any websites or social media handles that they can follow what's going on with your program?
Yeah, so thank you again, Marcus. It's westcoasteliteua.com, internet, WCEUA on Twitter, WCEUA on Instagram. And, we just really appreciate you, Marcus, and all the great things you're doing.
Man, thank you so much. It's an honor to talk to you, man, and thank you for taking some time out. People don't know, we tried this once, and it was my fault. I messed up the first time. So thank you for giving me your time again, brother. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Marcus.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ryan, for coming on The Details of Life and sharing what you do with your program and all the good things you're doing. So best of luck to you. Can't wait to see what your team brings to us this summer. When, not if, we start playing basketball again. And special shout out to, like we just mentioned, my boy Jake Stansborough. This wouldn't have happened without him. And I met him when I was coaching basketball at SLU, and he's got a bright future ahead. So thank you, Jake. Shout out to you as well. 3 down, 2 to go. And tomorrow I'm taking it back to my home state, guys. I'm from Indiana, and we are going to bring you Chris Byers, director of Indiana Elite. I tell you what, I don't play any favorites in this game, as you guys can see, but I will say I do love watching Indiana Elite play basketball. I mean, they usually got a big man down low that's protecting the rim, a really solid point guard, and they'll have a bunch of wing guys that's 6'3" to 6'7" who can just shoot. Their whole team is always very high IQ. I'm from Indiana. I was a shooter, so when I see high IQ basketball, making an extra pass, knocking down a shot, I love it. And they play that way from top to bottom. All their teams are really good. And so it's going to be great to hear from Chris about some of the details that it takes to build up a culture and to build up a program like that. Because what do I always say? Greatness is in the details, guys. Make sure you continue to like, watch, and share, subscribe. Let people know what we're doing here. This is where it's at, guys. So can't wait for you to come back tomorrow. God bless. Peace.